What's up everybody, Farmer Q here, and today we're going to be talking about 3 staple crops that you can plant in your spring garden, but we're going to spice it up a little bit, and we're going to be showing a few different varieties of these different seeds that we're going to plant. We're going to be talking a little bit about the history, where they come from, and kind of shooting those roots out a little bit while we get into our whole planting process. But we got 3 varieties of one seed, 1 variety of one type of seed, and then 3 varieties of the other type of seed. So I'm going to be going into a little bit of the backstory and the history and origin of where some of these seeds come from, so that we can kind of be more enlightened on what we're getting into and have a good time while we plant and get ready for the spring garden. So let's get it. When planting seeds for the spring and for the summer, you want to make sure that if they're a slow growing variety of seed like the ones that we're going to be growing today, that we have an adequate amount of time indoors before we go outside with them. You don't have to do this, but this really gives you a leg up during the season when you're really looking to have those big bushy plants that you really have had time to let develop and establish those root systems. It's really important that we do this so that we can make sure that we get the most prolific harvest that we can get, especially if you got a small space like a balcony or a backyard. You want to squeeze out as much from those plants as we can get and allow them to have as much of the beautiful life that they deserve to have. The Sunrise Bumblebee has roots in California. Developed by Fred Hampel from Artisan Seeds, he's bred many wonderful varieties such as Pink Bumblebee, Purple Bumblebee, Lucky Tiger, Pink Tiger, and the plant of the hour, the Sunrise Bumblebee. Next up we have the Mirasaki purple pepper. This pepper is native to Nara, Japan, but the real roots of this pepper come from Central to South America. The first of this type of pepper was actually introduced by Spanish and Portuguese explorers in the 15th and 16th century. And this pepper has an incredibly rich history, so I do recommend this one. I'm excited to grow it, so let's see what we get with it. Next up, we have the Turkish orange eggplant. The Turkish orange eggplant has a slightly sweeter taste than many of its counterparts. Said to have actually originated in Ethiopia, but that's up for debate. Originally, this fruit was grown as an ornamental plant, but as people found out, it was very tasty and had much flavor to it. Next up, we have the Berber coffee brown chili. Coming from the land of Ethiopia, yeah, this one actually does come from Ethiopia. Skirting the eastern shoreline of Africa, these are the children of the first peppers that were actually brought to Africa from South America. Very rare and uncommon pepper variety, known for its uses in the Berber spice blend. Next up, we're going to bring it down a few levels, something a little bit more common, something people are kind of more used to, but thought I'd give it a try since I've never grown it for myself. We have the beefsteak tomato. Originating from the western coast of South America, native to Colombia, Chile, Bolivia, and Peru. Stabilized in Mexico and now grown worldwide, typically used as a slicing tomato for sandwiches or salads. Great flavor when roasted. Next up, we have the Sugar Rush cream pepper. This pepper is a natural variation of the Sugar Rush peach pepper. This pepper was actually developed in Wales, Great Britain of all places. And the way that it was developed is using microclimate techniques. They were developed in using hoops and being kept in there constantly throughout the whole growing season because the climate was not particularly stable for this type of plant. But Chris Fowler, the developer of this pepper, made it happen for sure. Last but not least, I hope I'm not pronouncing this wrong, but we have the black Vernisog tomato. Originating from the Ukraine, this pepper has a sweet and tangy flavor to it. This tomato presents itself with a beautiful variety of color, anywhere ranging from green to yellow to red to orange. Definitely gives that fall harvest kind of a color to it. This is a very prolific plant, producing many cherry-sized tomatoes, so excited about this one as well. I've had this one for a while and now we're actually giving it a shot. At this point, we're just getting our cells prepared to actually plant the seedlings that we want to put in each hole, because for this particular planting, we decided that we were going to go with 3 seeds per cell. Yes, I know that we're going to end up with the inevitability of having to thin some of the seedlings out, but it's all according to plan as well, because we also get to pick
among the best cultivars of each cell, making sure that we can ensure the best genetics get transferred to the next lineage, and making sure that we have the highest of quality when it comes to our produce that we're eating for our own consumption. Another thing is making sure that you have your coconut coir pre-moistened to a small degree, so that when you actually do get your seedlings planted, you don't have to worry so much about your seedlings drifting to the bottom of the cell. For some of these cells in particular, I actually had that issue happen, but the seedlings still came through and came around in the end, and we didn't have any issues with germination. These seeds for this particular season are super special to me, because we have just the right gauge of when we want to have them established and planted for the coming season, but we will keep in mind any setbacks or anything that may happen that will put us in a position that we do not want to be in.
So when it's all said and done, we had 100% germination rate, all the way down to the purple Mirasaki pepper, and everything else as well. We even have one that's kind of still pushing through right there, but we're coming up. And we even have a few that we still have to thin out, but gosh, I think that was a good run, and I'm excited, so I'll see y'all next time.